Today we'll take a peek into the personal lives of celebrities, and you'll find out what Jimmy Kimmel is betting on. Who is considering of turning their cat into...
This is why we came up with Social Profiler.
And learn how to tell a fake from real.
AI can also make the entire fucking song.
You know, we live in a free country. Just make sure you stay on the other side of the road, please.
Hello everyone, it's What's in the News at Ask Social Profiler. My name is Tony.
I'm Dave. Welcome everybody to this week's version of Ask Social Profiler, where we talk about the news of the week. So Tony, who do you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about Jimmy Kimmel. He was coming and going from his show. A lot of drama.
Kimmel's had a lot of highs and lows this week. Let's find out a little bit more about Jimmy Kimmel, things that we may not already know. If we look at his Instagram account, we see that he has 612 interests.
Very active.
Very active. The average user has about 150, maybe 200 interests. So he's 3 times the average, which is, really what we expect to see for actors, celebrities, and politicians. His number one interests are music industry, actors, artists, and the music culture. Obviously, motivation and inspiration doesn't tend to be one of his interests. And if you've watched this show, you'll definitely see why.
Right.
Surprisingly, Jimmy Kimmel does have an interest in gambling if you look at his profiles. Well, the Bears Bet podcast. It's a gambling site that teaches people how to bet the spreads and how to make money gambling. And you know what? This isn't Jimmy Kimmel's only interest in gambling. If we look back at some of the other areas, outside of just these bottom ones, we'll see that there's actually a few accounts that Jimmy Kimmel follows that indicates that he has an interest in betting.
Okay, so let's take a look at the X. So red flags on X, we got much more here.
Wow, there are a lot of red flags. So he has an interest in the mystic arts, ghost hunting,
Doctor Strange. I like it. Ghost hunting, that's pretty cool. Jack Osborne, let's take a look.
Well, I see a lot of interest in the paranormal. But this isn't a big surprise. He's an actor, he's an entertainer. Some of the people that are interested in spirituality and ghost hunting, they're entertainers as well. When I look at Jimmy Kimmel, and it shows that, he has an interest in adult entertainment, that's kind of surprising for a person who is a celebrity. And when you look at it, sure enough, it's Stormy Daniels. So, this is where Jimmy Kimmel is looking for a little bit more information so that he can troll Trump. That's really what I see here is that, and this isn't a big surprise, but it's more validation. It's validation that Jimmy Kimmel's interests are obviously anti-Trump. Several hundred interests all across all of the different accounts. So can we just break it down into something that's actually digestible? Let's go to the AI summary and see what we think.
Okay, so let's take a look. I always start with unusual aspects. The subject exhibits interest in political activism, trans rights, AOC, pretty unbiased reporting, I would say, right? Very, very balanced spectrum of interests.
I think it's balanced based on which way you're leaning, Tony.
I don't know. I don't live anywhere, personally.
And he's got, extremely what we consider to be left-wing or progressive opinions. As you look at the political views, you see things like Senator Warren, Amy Klobuchar, and Bill Clinton, Mitt Romney, AOC, Joe Biden. So again, very early on and very easily the types of political leanings that a person has based on what their social profile identifies.
Yeah, and it's pretty consistent with what his show is broadcasting.
Let's talk about Kehlani. So, Kehlani is a singer that's criticizing the new AI-generated artist who goes by Zanya Monet. who got a $3 million record deal and amassed a large number of Spotify streams. She argued that AI music really undermines the real artistry. And you know what? We've been talking about this for years, especially in the entertainment industry, where people are saying, hey, AI is going to take over user content. And it's coming right now. It's here. Now you've got a person who isn't even an individual. They are not human. They're fake. Zanya Monet doesn't exist, and that person just received a $3 million contract to make music. AI is here.
Real offline, physical person, concerts, gonna be a luxury, I guess.
Here's a well-known individual that's really taking a stand and saying, hey, this is a threat to us, and we need to take it seriously. Why don't we take a look at the profile, Tony, and let's see what we find.
562 interests, very active. Obviously, music industry, music culture, musicians. I like hoodoo practices. It's like voodoo practices, but with age.
So again, spiritual healing, spiritual content.
Oh, I like that human design coaching, so you can design your own human.
Ethical taxidermy. I've never even heard about that. Let's see more.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. Danny. Oh, Danny's dead. Dave, Danny is dead. That's his head.
Wait a second, is that a head?
It is his head. He's dead. I'm sorry.
Oh my God! Now that is scary. I don't know if I want somebody like that around my friends or family. We live in a free country. Just make sure you stay on the other side of the road, please. Right there. What is that? Oh, disgusting.
Oof. And they sell it for $158. Damn.
Okay. You know what? This is why we came up with Social Profiler. I'm sorry, but you know what? That is just a little too far over the fence for me.
Kehlani, we got questions for you.
Let's take a look at the AI summary for this person. Music industry supports Palestine, the decolonization advocacy, so obviously has some very significant preferences and opinions on what's going on in the Middle East. Wow, political views, anti-capitalism podcast. Does Kehlani live in the U.S.?
Yeah.
She probably does, so...
It's very easy to be anti-capitalist, just give your money away. For somebody who doesn't work, that's the way to do it, right?
You know what? Everybody works in their own ways.
What does make the interest in anti-capitalism podcasts? Upstream podcast, 240K followers. That's a lot.
This is the kind of information that Social Profiler comes up with and it identifies. And this is why Social Profiler is important. If a person takes an interest in history and philosophy, they are a far left extremist. I thought that we called them students.
Ed Sheeran is admitted to using his burner Instagram account to privately browse whatever he wants. And you can tell by his report, because he is not damn active at all, other than posting. So he only has 3 interests as compared to couple hundreds on average. So yeah, that's how you can always tell somebody has a burner account.
When you're looking at a Social Profiler report and you see that there's no activity, there probably is activity elsewhere on the site in a different account. You just haven't found it yet.